going back in this forest that's over by the CVS. A little bit more growth here. The Illinois Beach State Park is now open. Here is that field that I showed you last time of mayapple. It's pretty big now. You could see there the flower is developing. The flower bud is there right there. If you can see it, huh? See it, it's right in there. And I don't think any of these have flowers just yet, but it will only produce one flower. And they usually hang out in little groups like this. Clumpy groups. So it's still a little too early. They do have the flower bud, but they don't have, it hasn't quite opened yet. And it's always in the axil. And it's one single solitary flower. It's really beautiful, white petals. So let's take a look around. You can see here the invasiveness of Alaria petiolata, which is garlic mustard. It's everywhere now. It's prolific. It's everywhere. So as I've shown you, the mayaples are not opening up yet. They do have now the flower buds, but I wanted to show you this. This is sorry, this is Jack in the Pulpit. Pretty cool. I've never seen this plant. Other students have spotted it, but I've not seen it in person. Here it is growing in the middle of this. It's in the Araceae, so it has that thick stalk where the inflorescence is at. Oh, I can't see it there, right? So you can see that. It's pretty cool. 3 leaves here. 3 leaves that are attached basally. And then here is Trillium. It's just Trillium. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It doesn't have any flower yet. The flowers come up through the middle. In the middle between the 3 leaves. That looks like it could be Lily of the Valley or something like that. That's right here. Oh, no, no. Here. Well, that's cool to find all. You see, there's more Trilliums there. There are more Trilliums there. It's grasses and stuff here, so pretty cool. And just in this little tiny spot. I'm on the quest to look for the skunk cabbage. That's what I'm looking for. And I was checking on the Trilliums and the mayaples to see if they had flowered or not. Hey, so here is a Trillium. And it actually has the flower on there. You can see it there, red flower. See the red petals? Very cool. It's very tight on the, it's sessile. The flower is sessile on the stem. So since I know it's Trillium, it's in the Liliaceae. I just went straight into here, the key. And the main characteristic is that for Trillium is that A, the flower is sessile, or A, the flower is pedunculed. And here we could see that the flower is definitely sessile there. So you go flower sessile, so it's Trillium recurvatum. So pretty quick ID there. So it's good to know your plants. It's easy to identify, but this will definitely be on the final exam. If I find the grandiflorum, which is I'm looking for that too. That's another cool plant to get to know. And so, oh, and then the pitcher plant, or I should say, Jack in the Pulpits are right there, right next to it. So I think it's just fabulous. It's just, let me see if I could get a different shot here. Oh. See how beautiful those flowers are. It's just incredible to see that is out here growing. You know. Oh. All right, so there you go. So yeah, so I'm looking at the Jack in the Pulpit, and I know that it's in the Araceae family because it has that spadix, that thick stalk where the inflorescence is, where all the little flowers are at. And if you look here, monoecious or dioecious plants gives you this description. Leaves 3 foliate, or leaves 7 to 11 foliate, which means 7 to 11 tiny leaves. And you can see here that this has 3. It says 1, sometimes 2, but this you can see here. There's 3 leaflets there. 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh man, it's just such a beautiful plant. Let me see if I know I'm going to disturb you, guy, but see, there's that spadix, that inflorescence there. Yeah, there it is, see? And that's where the little tiny flowers are going to say. That's why I say a fleshy axil. That's how you get to it. Oh, okay, so we do that. We go in here. This is in the Araceae family, the arum family. It actually has a picture there, and it's actually Aracema atrorubens, and it fits the description very well. So that's pretty cool to see that. See, I got another plant ID. Just wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this. This is Jack in the Pulpit. I pulled it out of the ground. It's Liliaceae, so the typical bulb there at the bottom there. Pretty cool. I will see if I can keep it long enough to dissect it. There it is. And they're like all over the place here. They're all over here. I've never seen that before, so that's really fabulous. This is a really big version here. But if you look around, they're like all over the place. This one is so big it's bent over like that. And then there are still trout lilies out here. Our buddies, the trout lilies, still out here. This soil is really nice. You know, you'll see a differentiation. Oh, look, see, here's another one. I mean, they're all over the place. They're really cool. You know, this is slightly moisture vegetation here. So you're probably going to get plants that require more moisture out here. So there's trout lily. I mean, I don't know if you can see it through here, but trout lily, more of the Jack in the Pulpits out there as well. There is some trillium too. So let's keep walking. All right, so here is another plant that I saw. It's hanging amongst all these pitcher plants. Look, there's a small pitcher plant getting ready to come out. But here's a plant. And I know that it's in the Ranunculaceae because of the style of leaves and the fact that there are many, looks like many stamens there. Yeah. And then the leaves appear whorled there. So we're going to do a quick ID on that plant. So I know it's Ranunculaceae, so here we're at Ranunculaceae. Let's see here. Okay. Ranunculaceae. Leaves simple or once compound. Oops, is that right? Okay. Leaves simple or once compound, or leaves twice or more compound. And if you look in here, these are definitely more than once compound. They're twice or more compound. Like 3 leaves, but they're leaflets. They're compound leaves. Okay, so then we go petals large and spurred, no. Petals when present, inconspicuous. Sepals often petal-like, but not spurred. And the sepals, if you look here on this plant, here on the bottom, the sepals look like the petals. Okay, they look exactly like the petals. And you could even probably say that the petals are absent. But anyway, that's that. Okay, and then we go to... It makes it hard. sometimes when you're out in the field, it can be a little wacky. Okay, flowers many in a raceme or panicle, no. Flowers solitary or a few together, yes. N, so then you go to N, flowers solitary, so you go to N. Ultimate leaf divisions ribbon-like. That means, I looked it up, and that actually just means that the leaves are long and they're like ribbons. Okay, so we can see that that's not the case there. And then it says ultimate leaf divisions not ribbon-like. Yes, so we go to P. Stem leaves compound, but appearing as a whorl of simple leaves below the flowers. Stem leaves compound, but not appearing whorled. And here, if you look in this plant, you can see that the leaves do appear whorled. Okay. So that's what I mean when you're using the key. You got to be a little flexible. All right, so then we go stem leaves compound appearing as a whorl of simple leaves below the flowers, and that's anemonella. So we go, that's number, what was number 6, okay. So then we go to number 6, okay, for anemone. I thought it was anemone, but it's anemonella. And I did check it twice, and it's anemonella thalictroides. Plant's very slender and delicate from thick and tuberous roots. I should actually take it out, but I don't know if I'm going to do that because I don't see any other ones around here, so I'm going to not do that right now. Oh, actually, there's some more over there. See? Right over there. I don't know if you can see them, but they're right there. You can see the two of them there. So I am going to take that one and take it out and see if it has that tuberous root that it says. So, okay. And so that's thalictroides. Anemonella thalictroides. That's 12. Here it is. Okay. There are other varieties of this. So, you know, when you look it up on Google or something, it will show you varieties of it. But those are cultivars. There are certain features that were cultivated from that plant to make that. But see, there are many more pitcher plants there. You can see there's a little patch of mayapple here. And I know that I'm sitting on plants. I feel guilty about that, but it's in the name of science, right? Okay. So, all right, I'm going to take it out so I can look at it at home. So I did dig it out, and it does have that slightly tuberous root. It's not like huge, like you would find a potato at the grocery store, but it's there. It's a tuberous root. See, it's at the tip there. I did take it out, and there it is. And there's a whorl. It looks like a whorl of leaves. Multi-compound leaves there. See? So definitely that one. So now you've identified another one. Cool. And I'm going to put this one in my scrapbook. So I wanted to show you that, yeah, the plant that I saw here before, I showed it to the Illinois botanizer, and he did tell me that it was, oh shoot, it's horsetail, Equisetum arvense. I guess it's out here because I didn't see it in any of the guidebooks, but you could see it's here. That looks like the male plant there. That would be, it's a little swampy here. That would be this plant right here. And that's where the spores are going to be produced, looks like. And they're kind of like all over here. And it makes sense because these are right next to there's a swamp right here. A pond, I guess. And you can see down there, just to show you, give you the idea of the size of these leaves. Here's my hand in this leaf. This leaf is huge. It's like 2 times the size of my hand. And you can see in here. Oh, and see, there's Equisetum over there. There's more skunk cabbage there. They don't look like they have flowers yet. That's what I'm looking for. And there's plenty of irises out there. You could see them. Now they're much bigger than before. And then the water is out there for the pond. And the birds are chirping like crazy here as I'm here. You don't probably get many visitors out to the edge of the swamp. And there's more irises out there. You can see them. But yeah, those are big, huge leaves. Huge leaves. So I'm going to see if maybe there's a beginning inflorescence somewhere. So we'll see. The adventure continues. So I'm walking through here. Here's a tree that toppled over. You can see Equisetum there. I'm walking where I feel bad. And something really smells bad. It doesn't smell like skunk. It smells different. So there's more of the skunk cabbage. You can see also the horsetail there. It's all over the place. And it would make sense because it's a plant that loves water. It grows next to water. When I was living in Washington, we lived next to a trail that had this running creek right next to it. And yeah, they would just take over. So here we go. This is a little swampier here than but I wanted to show you these. Man, these leaves are so big. Look at that. They're huge leaves. Look at that. Okay, that's my hand is like it's probably like 3 or 4 times the size of my hand. See? And it looks like there are some animals or something that does travel through here. And look, there's Jack in the pulpit, Equisetum. This is Hydrangea hydraceae. I just don't know what exact species it is, so I don't want to identify that just yet, because there are several I know in that group. You can see here, just kind of walking through. Look at that big one up there that's growing back there. That one's really big. And then there's a little patch of mayapple here. Whoa. You can hear the frogs. Listen. The frogs are coming out. So there's Equisetum all over the place here. There's even a beer bottle. So I'm not the only one who's been here. So here's a patch of that skunk cabbage. I'm trying to see if it has any flowers in there. Still probably a little too early. Man, it's almost like you could eat that plant. I wonder if it is edible. It's an aroid, so it would have what's called oxalic acid or oxalic acid, which is a little corrosive. So it would make it taste acrid or something like that. The frogs are quiet now. I wanted to show you here, this is the sea anemone that we talked about earlier, that we identified. Here is a younger one, and you can see that the bracts are kind of pink, and it does state in this description that the bracts will turn into petals, like they're like tepals. Remember I was explaining that before. But you can see here's an early version, so you could see that they're changing. The sepals or the tepals are changing into the colors of the crown, which is really cool. And you can see ranunculus. Another characteristic of ranuncula, and we'll talk about it, is just this many stigma and many stamens. So, because it's considered to be a more primitive plant. So, here's another one here. Oh, there's another one there. This is really good soil. This is really good soil. It would be sad if this was converted into condos. Oh, look, there's a whole patch of the sea anemone there. Here, let's take a walk over that. Oh. Look, there's a whole patch of them here. And it looks like there's a little trail here. Like all over the place here. Really cool, man. There's a whole bunch of them right there. I'm like tromping all over them. And you can see the pinkish, slightly pinkish there ones. The calyx. Let's see if I can get that. I don't know if you could see it, but that's there, the pink flower. Oh, I see, I have to do this. See, there it is. All right. Here, so dedicated to giving you the most intimate features of plants possible, if I could find it. Many stamens, many stigmas. That's a classic Ranunculaceae there. And there's a few there. There's one there. I'm laying here on the ground, so I don't know if I can get it. Very beautiful flowers. So as I'm taking pictures of these trilliums, the rue anemone over there, which are all, and there's a bunch of them here, I ran into this here. It's another trillium. So if we look here, and you'll see that I'm not gonna open the flower up. I'm gonna let it flower, so I'll be back in another week or so, maybe in a few days even. But it says flowers. So here I went to trillium. It's a little Liliaceae. Flowers sessile. Remember the other one? Flowers sessile was Trillium recurvatum, and that has the red petals. That's another signature. Doesn't have that here, but. And then it says flowers pedunculed, and that's B. And the flowers here are peduncle. Do you see that peduncle there? So I can move this way a little bit. I'll just use my other hand. See, it's right there. That's the peduncle. And then it says leaves without definite petioles. It looks like that. It doesn't look like there are definite petioles. So you go to C. Stigmas exceeded by the stamens. Stigmas equal or exceeding the stamens. And I can't tell that yet, but I think, and these are the two species that I've seen, is Trillium grandiflorum. I'm pretty sure that's the one. I have not seen the other one, Trillium I can't really read it, but the other Trillium, but definitely Trillium grandiflora. I would say that's what that is. And they're coming up now. Let's see there. So yeah, so there's that rue again. So there's a lot of stuff coming up now. Right now is the time to get out and go out and look at things. But see, this is the other Trillium. The two common Trilliums that we see. Grandiflora. Right? Grandiflorum. Grandiflorum. So yeah, so there's a patch here, huge patch of skunk cabbage. Still no skunk cabbage, but you can see here, fiddleheads, yay! And here is the fern. They're opening up. Yeah. And there's equisetum everywhere. I think these might be lily of the valleys. I don't know. I'll have to double check when they get a little bit older. But yeah, but they're all over the place. And there's ferns too coming up. There's another one over there. So pretty cool. Okay, so I'm at the edge of this pond, and I wanted to just show you these duckweed. They call duckweed. Some of you, I'm sure, are familiar with that. It's all in here. Swan and geese and ducks love to eat that stuff. It's growing here. It's a very, very tiny little plant. Let me see if I can get a close-up of it. Hopefully I won't fall in the pond. Alright, so I'm going to try to get up close here. so you get a nice close up of it. Okay. There it is. It's really, really tiny. This pond really stinks too. That's more there. Yeah, very cool. I don't know what species that is, so I'm gonna have to find out. Sometimes that's just how it goes, you know? Gotta do your best. There it is. Duckweed. Oh yeah, and then I'll take this off, and there's irises. I'm gonna get a sample of those irises. So here we go. So I just took out this iris out of the pond here. See it there? It's got the classic flat leaves. We'll talk about that. Let's get the flat, and they grow, they proliferate like crazy. They go with these rhizomes here, right at the bottom through the roots there. So I don't know what, they'll probably flower in about 3 weeks or so. There you go. I'm gonna see if I could grow it at home. So I'm heading out the forest. There's so many jack-in-the-pulpits and Williams. Of course, the garlic mustards everywhere. But yeah, it's just incredible. The greatest gift that I got today was finding all those jack-in-the-pulpits. See, there's the apples there. So I don't know how I'm gonna get out of here. But I think I go back this way. But yeah, so I hope you had a good time. If you can, using proper procedures, go out and take a walk. See, there's some more there. They're everywhere. I've never encountered that before. They've always been rare plants. Look, they're all over there. So this must be probably because of the pond that's here. There's some violets there, and things growing all over the place. Not a lot of flowers, but you could tell things are opening up. They're going, oh, wait a minute. There's the anemone. All right, so hopefully you had a good one. Take care.